I think it's also important to understand that it's popular for business owners, but it doesn't have to be just a business. It could be liquid assets, investables, it could be real estate, it could be life insurance.
Right.
It can hold really anything that you want to throw at it.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen, a tremendous amount of wealth being accumulated in employee stock plans. We get the good fortune of working with corporate executives in some of the greatest companies in the world that are accumulating a tremendous amount of equity in their company.
Sure.
So yeah, any asset could be used theoretically. It doesn't have to be a private business.
Right. Absolutely. So just in general, I know that estate planning is a big focus for your practice. Can you just tell us a little bit about why that is, why you find it important, and what your approach to estate planning is?
I mean, it's hard to do a financial plan and not really talk about the client's estate plan.
Yeah.
We started to make this kind of a core competency where a client is hiring us as their financial advisor. Well, we need to cross the T's and dot the I's for that client.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What sense does it make to, set up their investments appropriately, make sure their family's protected with the right insurance coverages, they're doing the right things from a tax perspective, but then the estate plan isn't, put together to make sure everything gets to where where it's supposed to go.
Right, you're not crossing the finish line.
You're right, you haven't crossed the finish line. So, I think for us, it was just a very natural part of the comprehensive financial plan, which is really the core of our business. And, I think you see enough of what we send over. A client comes on board with us, and, one of the first things that they're doing is uploading their existing estate planning documents.
Right.
And that could be a will from 25 years ago that was done, when they had their first child, and now that child's 25 and it's, completely obsolete. Or it could be something that was done a few years ago and it's 300 pages thick.
Right.
And it's like, I have no idea what this actually says. So we normally start off with doing a review of the current documents, as brief or extensive as they may be, having a follow-up conversation with the client to say, this is what it says, and does it match kind of where you are in life?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people get overwhelmed with the concept of doing estate planning, but in its simplest form, we just want to make sure your stuff gets to where it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
We don't pay extra taxes or costs along the way. And if you couldn't speak for yourself on a medical issue or a financial issue, you've got the right documents in place to support your intentions.
Right. It's just instructions for people to follow
Yep.
when you leave behind assets or when you can no longer communicate for yourself.